You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
You talked about seeing Diego outside, and obviously, did you go to our fights this past week?
No, I wasn't able to go to the fights. Okay. I've been invited, but we've been in heavy pre-production mode with some of these projects. Yeah. But I heard all about it.
So Friday we had the Jackson Wink Fight Night 2, which is our up-and-coming fighters, and a lot of the pros and a couple of amateurs fought. And our main event, we're calling it our main event. There was actually a main event with Damasio Page and Urbina, but the actual main event that everyone really wanted to watch was the Shermanator and Diego Sanchez.
Right.
And literally, Diego Sanchez, it was actually a process to make that thing happen. We had to get permission from the UFC for Diego to fight.
Commission.
Even though it wasn't an actual fight, the New Mexico Athletic Commission had to get involved. And once they found out what it was with the Shermanator, he has Down syndrome, and he's a guy that just walked in one day and as a fan.
Just said, I love MMA.
Wow.
And Diego just happened to run into him out in the hallway, and by fate, they got to talking, and Diego took him under his wing, and he kept telling him, I promise you a fight. I promise you a fight. We're going to fight.
At this point, it became literally national news, man. I mean, UFC picked it up. It's like millions and millions of views everywhere, and it's not something that we just like accept. It's just like one of those things that, just like I said, happened organically.
Well, and it was funny because on the way over here, I was thinking about that very topic with Diego. And one of the things I told Diego this outside, and Diego and I have been dear friends for many years. I love Diego.
We all do.
He's gained more fans in this past couple of weeks. They've seen a whole other side of the guy.
Probably the whole his career.
Right. Well, but you know what? Here's the thing, and you said it perfectly. It wasn't for publicity. It wasn't. It was all organic, and that just listen. That's a testament to Diego's person. That's who he is. He's the kind of guy that I don't care where you're at. You can meet him anywhere, and he's going to treat you with the same respect, and he's going to be good to you. When I saw that, the first time I saw him training with the Shermanator in here, I was coming in to see Dr. Bo, and I saw him in the octagon, and I was like, man, that's beautiful, man. Yeah. Like the fact that the Jackson's gym as a whole allowed that to happen, where you guys allowed him to come in here and live and train and amongst all the greats in here, what a beautiful thing.
Well, believe me, we never expected it to take on such a big production. It got huge. I made a video of that fight along with the others, and we posted it on our social media, and it's been shared millions and millions of times. The UFC just shared it yesterday, so it's kind of cool to watch the comments from
ESPN,
the highest level fighters.
ESPN contacting us, like Bleachers Report,
Unilad, Lad Bible.
And we're talking about like social media networks with like 30 million followers and stuff.
Holy cow!
We're like, whoa!
And there's people that want to pay Shermanator a bonus for they want to give him money.
They want to do things.
So now, is this a rumor? I've heard this. Is John Dotson and the Shermanator going to get down?
Well, he called him out.
It's funny because I posted that picture, and then what happened is Shermanator, I guess, I was saying we created a monster, because we were backstage right after the fight. And I guess you've never probably seen so much action and so much lights and so much attention that's going on, because everything was centered around Shermanator, and he was like happy running around with his girlfriend and stuff, and then I guess he started challenging everyone. And he was calling John Dotson the jacket because he wore this nice jacket. So, and he's like, I want that jacket. I want him. I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to kick him out. Stuff like that,
Wow.
So, and then I did that, and I'm like, okay, guys, let's do the stare down, and then like the stare down. So I put it out there.
And typical John Dotson.
But I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. It just was something like I had to post that picture, but I didn't really know if it's gonna take off in that direction.
Well, listen, John's a good friend of mine too, but my money's on Shermanator.
100%.
You'd be crazy not to.
We gained so many messages. Everyone betting on Shermanator for that one.
Yeah,
we love the guy, and he's such a. He is literally a joy to be around, because he walks in on Thursdays. We actually look forward to it, because he comes in and he struts through the place, and he stops at our office downstairs, and he looks at us, and he runs in, and he is a hugger. He's a flat out hugger.
If you extend your arm to him to shake, he won't shake your arm. He's like,
He wants a hug.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
And then you just can't.
Or he'll go like, to like, if he likes you really, he'll do that. Yeah, he'll always be like,
nice,
doing that. He's a great human being.
Yeah, you could be in the worst mood and you see that guy.
You know what bothers me the most, man? Like if you read through comments, like you'll have like maybe like 50 positive comments, great wishes, blah blah. Speaking of bullying, actually, and then you have some of the most meanest, ruthless people. You just want to like reach out and just like show your face, you piece of shit.
Right.
People saying some really
show your face.
Stuff.
Yeah. Don't sit behind your computer. Come here and tell Diego that, or any one of us.
Oh yeah.
You'll be in the cage.
Right.
After you sign the waiver.
This guy was born with Down syndrome, and they're acting like he wanted it. You know, it's like. How could you be so mean to somebody?
Yeah, like
bringing so much positivity to the world at this point. It's not just an Albuquerque thing. It's
right.
not just a state thing. This guy has gone nationally viral to show that people can fulfill their dreams.
Absolutely.
You know, and
absolutely.
And all it takes is just follow that dream.
Well, but you know what? Here's the thing, and it's that small-minded mentality, right? Yeah. You know, and people who are crabs in a bucket, they can't stand to see anybody else do anything.
I like that, crabs in the bucket.
You know, you can't stand.
You're a crab in the bucket.
Right. You know, you just can't stand to see anybody do good for themselves or to do something positive. I mean, I saw some of those comments as well. And here's the thing, like it
touches you, man.
It bothers me.
Especially when you know the guy, you know the Sherman, you know what we established. We know we personally know the type of contact we have with the guy. We know, you know, the type of contact Diego has with him, because they feel like, oh, Diego just did it for PR, bro. Like, shut the hell up.
Right.
You know, we know this fight probably wouldn't have even happened, actually. And, you know, we're not taking any credit for it, but it's just like, we all pitched in. We wanted it to make it happen.
Right.
Him, me, Nick, everyone was like, guys, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Right.
You know, I was sitting creating promotional materials on Saturday at home, like all day, just putting up together this stuff, you know?
Right.
Just to, you know, to show, you know, just to be part of it, because I wanted to be part of it.
Well, and you know, the fact that you guys did all that, and listen, even if he never gets to get in the octagon again, the fact that you guys made his dream come true, to step in the octagon, not only to step in the octagon, but to be a part of one of the greatest gyms in the world.
Yeah.
And to step in the octagon with, hands down, one of the greatest fighters
to ever live.
Well,
to ever live.
There was a lot of people behind the scenes that made it happen. You know, Fresquez, the promoter, Doris, that team that when we first approached them about it, they were like,
they weren't sure, because it was like well, we don't know if commission will allow. Then we gotta get permission from UFC. We don't want to get in trouble. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of things that involves around it, because no one knows if it's exhibition, real fight. Now, even people write on the internet like, what just happens? A real fight? Did Diego really lose? Did he lose his contract in UFC?
Yeah.
Like, did he get kicked out from UFC? People ask him what's crazy stuff. It's an exhibition. It's a good story. Good story.
I had read a comment where someone had told Diego, "Oh, you should have smashed his face."
Yeah.
I'm like, are you? Come on, man.
What's wrong with these people? Yeah.
Well, there's baiters, man. They want to engage into conversation. I don't know what they gain by it, really. It's like, okay, you want a response? Is that what you want? You want a response? And well, the response will be, go F yourself, really. That's the response. There's no other response to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, it's done is done. It's a good thing.
It was a beautiful thing. Listen, my hat's off to Jackson's Gym, Diego, to Shermanator, and to everybody who was involved. I thought it was a beautiful thing. I shared the video.
Yeah.
I loved it.
The crazy part about it is, like, you know, I read someone on social media too yesterday saying, like, well, like I was saying, it's for PR, blah, 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 you know, just do the good deed, don't have to show the world. Diego never did anything. It was like everyone was following him. The Shermanator will come in and they train, whatever. And Diego wasn't like, hey, take a video, post it. You know, Diego never did that.
No, never.
It's us, you know, because we saw something beautiful and we just say, we have to document it. It's not like Diego, like, was doing it, you know, I'm going to be famous. You know, no,
he's already famous.
He never needed that.
No, never.
You know, he never needed that. He needed it in the way of that he's a man of God.
Right.
He's a good person. He's just, everyone is just Diego. He's a good-hearted human being, and he did what he did, and it blew up.
Charles, the Professor Wilton, just made a comment on Facebook, and he wants to put it out there to all you haters out there. Fuck you. Which that's what we say, you know. God bless you, sir. But that's pretty much the sentiment, you know. And for people to think that we just gave this to Shermanator just for the hell of it, you know, to try to promote ourselves or to promote Diego, that's absolutely wrong. Because I tell you what, I can speak for all of us that this guy would come in religiously every Thursday with his caretaker, and he put in the work. I mean, this guy was not just standing on a bench watching the guys. He was literally in the cage. He was on the mat.
And the fight was never even in question. Like we didn't, after a while it became like maybe we should do, because when we found out about the Jackson Wink fight in our card and we knew it's ours,
right?
So Coach Wink was putting it down with Fresquez Productions and stuff, helping them, so and then that's when we decided, like, hey, it's why not?
It's a great platform. It's the perfect time. It's the perfect opportunity.
And that it brought out a lot of good people, man, in Albuquerque. Remember when you look at the video, it's so loud when he walks out, it's just the whole place erupted, like, and then Diego picks him up, puts him on his shoulders, and gives him that victory walk. The whole place was like,
That was the perfect storm
of
awesomeness.
When they shake their hands and stuff,
what I
just like,
listen, what I thought was really cool too is I love the way Diego really played out the whole arm bar.
Yeah, like he was actually hurt.
And notice how technical that setup was. Yeah, I mean, he guided him towards it, like, because obviously it's Diego, one of the best grapplers in MMA, but and it just the finish and the way the extension and the way he threw the legs over and his hips up and put the hips in, it was like straight up technical,
right?
They drilled that. They drilled the takedowns. They drilled the things. Shermanator knows.
Oh, you could tell he knows what he's doing.
Mostly he has a Diego Sanchez style, not like this stuff, but like on the ground. He's got the
ground
pound and take it down and secure position and take it. It just showed it in that. So it's kind of cool.
It was an incredible thing to be part of, and it's cool and if it happens again, great.
Well, if it does, I won't miss the next for sure. I'm going to make.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.